Hi, my name is Nik Shakira binti Syari and my metric number is 01D8023F1047, and today I will be presenting on the question 2A, which is I have to do a tax payable computation for Edu Prime Training Sdn Bhd. And this is the question. In this question, it also provides notes to the account and additional information that we need to identify to complete the computation tax payable. This is the answer for question 2A, which is tax payable computation for Edu Prime Training Sdn Bhd for the year of assessment 2024. Firstly, we begin with the net profit before taxation, which is 1.7 million. And next, we need to make adjustment by adding back the non-allowable expenses, which is depreciation based on notes to the account 3 for amount 500,000. Next is EPF. The calculation was 3,000 times with 11 months times with 19%, but it is allowable, and same goes to the SOCSO, it also allowable, and this too is based on notes to the account 1. And next is student welfare give back, which is 20,000 times with 50% in notes to the account 2, which is it is non-allowable expenses for 10,000. And next is staff family day expenses. It is also allowable based on notes to the account 2. And next, cost of replacement air conditioner, also allowable based on notes to the account 2. And next is business zakat. It is non-allowable for amount 40,000 and based on notes to the account 2. Lastly, installation of smart board in classroom. It is non-allowable, which is 18,000 in notes to the account 2. Next, after adding up the total non-allowable expenses, we have to minus the double deduction, which is the free seminar, which in notes to the account 2, 19,000. And then sponsorship for higher education event for amount 25,000 in notes to the account 2. And disabled employees, which is the calculation was 3,000 times with 11 months in notes to the account 1. So the amount of double deduction for disabled employee was 33,000. And lastly, the marketing campaign in Indonesia in notes to the account 2, the amount of double deduction is 160,000. And the total for the double deduction was 308,000. And then we have to minus the non-allowable with the double deduction, and the amount adjusted income will be 1,860,000. Next, we have to deduct the capital allowance, which is first is smart board. The calculation was 18,000 times with 20% and then plus with the 18,000 times with 10%. And you will get around 5,400. After that, we have to deduct these two with adjusted income to get the statutory income of 1,554,600. And next is we have to deduct the unabsorbed business loss from year assessment of 2023, which is the amount was 120,000. And then we have the section 4A income from business, which is other income of 100,000. And then we calculate it to get the aggregate income of amount 1,534,600. And next is personal relief. In this question, it includes the personal relief that we have to deduct, which is SOCSO, EPF, and insurance for director, which is SOCSO is 350, EPF is 4,000, and insurance for director is 3,000. After that, we have to add these three to get the amount of 7,350. And then to get the chargeable income, we have to minus this. Chargeable income will be 1,520,250. Next is tax payable, which is the chargeable income times with 24%, and the answer will be 36,540. and then we minus with rebate, which is zakat of 40,000, and you will get tax payable net of 326,540. So this is the explanation for notes to the account, which notes 1 is other income. Other income consists of these three income, which is realized foreign exchange gain for amount 50,000, and then dividend 60,000, and then government grant for research and development is 100,000. And next is notes to the account 2, which is non-allowable expenses. These are the expenses that are not deductible for tax purpose, which is first is managing director insurance, marketing campaign in Indonesia, replacement of air conditioner, depreciation of fixed asset, free seminar for students in rural areas, and sponsorship for higher education event is deductible. Business zakat is also deductible, and staff family day and student welfare gift back may be partly allowable expenses, depend on the nature. Next, notes to the account 3, which is double deduction. These are the expenses that eligible for the company to do a double deduction. First is salary paid to OKU employees, and next is approved R&D expenditure, and lastly educational promotion expenditure, which is free seminar and sponsorship. And next is notes to the account 4. These are the income that is exempted from taxation, which is first is dividend income, and lastly is the government grant for R&D that is exempted under approved incentive provision.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Noshafika Shazwani binti Muhammad Zaim and my matric number F1055. Today I will continue to present question 2B, which is propose 5 valid method to reduce tax liability using applicable deduction, allowance or exemption under the Income Tax Act 1967. First, approve donation and gift. Donation is approved institution or organization are deductible up to 10% of aggregate income. For the aggregate income, 90,000 ringgit, donation 90,000 ringgit. And for the tax saving, 90,000 times with 24%, we got 21,600. Second, capital allowance on qualifying plant and machinery. Companies can claim initial allowance IA for asset used in business operation. It can reduce statutory income. For the tax calculation, we got 50,000 times with 24% and we got 12,000. For the third one, employees' contribution to EPF. Employer contribution to EPF up to 90% of employees' wages is was fully deductible, and for the tax saving calculation, 50,000 times with 24% and we got 12,000. Next, employment of disabled OKU employee. Companies employing disabled like OKU workers are entitled to get double deduction on remuneration paid. So, for the calculation, OKU staff salary 80,000 times with 2, 36,000 allowable, and the extra deductible 80,000 times with 24%, 4,320. Next, approve research and development R&D expenditure. Expenditure on approved activity directly related to the company business in fully or double deductible. R&D cost 40,000 approved project, and for the tax saving 40,000 times with 24% and we got 9,600. That's all for me.